Yeah. Every week we coming live with it. Number one show, yeah, you know we top 5 with it. Shout out to the host, Miss Lex Alexander. If you have a hot topic, you should ask her to cover it. Audience loving it. Clap, clap, bravo to the show that keeps you company. From politics to entertainment, relationships, spiritual awakening. Yeah, we cover it all. Food for thought for my sisters and brothers involved. From that 318 to 225 for real. 504 to 985, you feel? Yeah, we the best out. Conversation debating on what's next now. Miss Lex Alexander all across the globe. You are now tuned in to the Counter Talk show. We are now live from that Counter Talk.
You are tuned in to that Counter Talk.
We are now live from that Counter Talk.
You are tuned in to that Counter Talk.
We are now live from that Counter Talk.
You are tuned in to that Counter Talk.
We are now live from that Counter Talk.
You are tuned in to that Counter Talk.
What's good, y'all? Happy Sunday. It's your girl, Lick, coming at you again with another episode of Counter Talk. Alright, so today, what we diving into is intuition versus instinct, shadow work, creating healthy routines, aka rooting for the day, and also the funniest shit I heard all week. Alright, so let's get into this whole intuition versus instinct thing. Now, it wasn't something that had always just resonated with me, but it was definitely something that came to me and I was able to recognize when each should be used. I'm definitely going to share like the definitions of each word, and then I'm also going to share like my perspective on what I think they are. So, let's get into it. Alright, so intuition. Let's start off with their word. What is the definition of intuition? Let me go over here. Now, the definition of intuition is the ability to understand something immediately without the need for conscious reasoning. Also gonna say a thing that one knows or considers likely from instinctive feeling rather than conscious reasoning. So I kind of saw how both of them were like intertwined in a sense. Another meaning of intuition is basically an ability to understand or know something without needing to think about it or use reason to discover it, or feeling that shows this ability. So that is what intuition is. Now, my perspective of intuition is definitely like, that's your spiritual side. You know what I'm saying? Your intuition gets stronger through experience. It's definitely like your spiritual, how can I put it? It's more so like your spiritual instinct. Like, you're not necessarily born with your intuition. Like, through the different shit you go through, you gonna kind of be like, okay, I know not to do this. Or you gonna instantly get that good feeling like, nah, I should not fuck with it. And that's another thing, like, the good, the mind, the heart. You have 3 brains. But I'm a tap into it after I finish giving the rundown on intuition and instinct. But yeah, intuition is basically like your ability to understand and know something without needing to think. Like, you literally just feel this shit and you be right. You feel like you shouldn't go somewhere. Your intuition is like, now I know before blah blah blah, intuition not go let you do no crazy shit to yourself. To me, your intuition is like your higher self in a sense. Like, that's you looking out for yourself based on where you're at, no matter what, and not just necessarily like how your instinct would be used. It's more so like you just know. It's your connection with God. I'm just gonna kind of wrap it up right there with intuition, because that fucking word. I see somebody asked online, is intuition a feeling or emotion? And it's saying that intuition is a deep feeling of knowing, a sense of certainty that doesn't require anyone else's approval. If we tend to be more rational and logical in our thinking, we may dismiss our intuition if we can't explain it. So it's really just that shit you feel and you just know, aka your higher self. Now let's get off into instinct. Now, by definition, instinct says it is an innate, typically fixed pattern or behavior in animals in response to certain stimuli. Let me continue. Instinct also can mean a natural or inherent aptitude, impulse, or capacity. A natural or... Hold on. I'm trying to find a way to... A largely inheritable and unalterable tendency of an organism to make a complex and specific response to environmental stimuli without involving reason. So, instinct is another thing we tap into without reason. Instinct is just something you're more so born with based on like the environment you're in. So, I like to look at like your shadow side as what really uses your instinct to navigate. People try to like discredit the shadow aspect of self, or the shadow work, I'm gonna kind of get off into shadow work, but it's definitely not like how people have, I want to say, hyped it up to be. I heard some shit about like a shadow work journal or some shit like that. Like, shadow, when you get into your shadow work, that's literally you tapping into that primal side of you, your fucked up ways, why you think the way you do, what it is that makes you tick, what did you inherit from your bloodline based off of your instinct. Some people got an instinct to like go and get it, like it's in them to go and get it. Some people instinct is to be low down and dirty. They try to get over on people. That's the way they move. Some people instinct may be to automatically help anybody they see hurting. Some people instinct may be, I'm going to ignore it because they ain't got shit to do with me. That's their instinct. So, it's just all about how somebody responds to their environment in a natural sense with instinct. That's definitely like their shadow side. So, your higher self and the shadow self is like the angel and the devil on the shoulder, essentially. You got parts of you that gotta like know better and want better and see better and navigate you in a positive way. And then your shadow side, you can't just completely abandon it. Like when people have an ego, ain't nothing wrong with having an ego. You got to get that shit under control. But it definitely ain't shit wrong with having an ego. That's a very healthy aspect of self when you're like properly feeding the ego. Your shadow side is what, it's that part of you that's not gonna let nobody fuck over you. You ain't let nobody fuck with you. Your shadow side, hey, somebody fucked over me. Okay, maybe I have to tap into this part of myself to let them know not to fuck with me. And the Most High gonna understand it. If that's how you move, it's gonna be understood because you're responding to how somebody is, responding to you, essentially. So, yeah, being in touch with your shadow side, doing shadow work, that shit can be very, very beautiful. And you gonna need your shadow side to navigate when it come down to, like, using discernment. Like, your intuition could have you thinking something could be good because you want to see the positive side of it. But your shadow side gonna be like, let me keep it real with you. This motherfucker seem kind of shady. They seem like they, you know what I'm saying? You need both sides. It's that duality shit. And it's beautiful. So, definitely love the correlation that intuition and instinct have with one another. Like, you see one and the other are one and the same. It's something that you feel that you can't explain. You just know to do. Like, animals know to do certain shit. People know to do certain shit because it's in them. And then your intuition got you on some, hey, observing this in this conversation with somebody, maybe my intuition's telling me, let me avoid this. Or any type of shit. It just all depends on who you are and how you use your intuition and your instinct. So I definitely think and encourage everyone to definitely, like, tap in with those sides of yourself as far as, like, your intuition and your instinct go. All of those tie into, like, the 3 brain theory or whatever people want to refer to it. I think this shit for real. They say we have 3 brains. You have the head brain, you have the heart brain, and then you have your gut. Okay, so the head brain, your head, it is dealing with your perception, language, communication. It helps you identify objects, patterns, just basically make sense of the world. That's what your, head brain does. The heart brain, and it's saying like, the heart has about 40,000 neurons that operate independently from the brain. So the heart is your emotional brain. It's connected to what you value in life and how you feel. Your heart communicates with your head both through electrical signals and chemicals. Interesting, but that shit makes sense though. Especially like somebody activate your feelings. Like, you feel that shit. You just feel it in your heart. You feel the warmth, the love in your heart. That shit. And then the gut brain, says you have 100 million neurons in your gut. Your gut helps to regulate hormones, metabolism, blood pressure, and processes information as you sleep. The gut sends about 400 more messages to the brain than the brain to the gut. Your gut plays a key part in your emotions. Interesting, and it makes sense. Like when people speak on like detoxing and doing cleanses, that kombucha shit, like kombucha. Okay, look, I drank some kombucha. That shit, it may make you fart a little bit, but outside of that, you notice the difference with it, helping to semi-clean the gut. It's not like doing like a deep detox. The people who get rid of like parasites and shit like that, they notice so much of a difference after doing a major detox within like their thought process and how they feel and all of that, because like a lot of shit people be carrying in their guts. Just like women carrying shit in their wombs. Okay, everybody be carrying shit like in their gut. And sometimes if you hosting parasites, you feeding it. You thinking all these fucked up thoughts, but it's because you basically a host for parasites. So you gotta get your insides right, man. That shit is a real fucking thing. With that being said, getting your insides right, creating a healthy routine, aka rooting for the day or night. Whenever you start your journey until it's time for you to go back to sleep, on the wake up, there should be some kind of healthy routine you're establishing for yourself. It helps with the mental. It gives you time to just connect with yourself. Grounding. Everybody have their own way of grounding. Shit, you may want to have a cup of coffee and read some shit. Certain people may want to roll up, wake and bake. Some people go to the gym. Some people stretch. Some people meditate. Some people just want to be fucking quiet when they first wake up. But connecting with yourself and creating some type of rooting with yourself where you can root in for the day, you set the tone of how you would like the day to be. You ain't feeling good or you ain't feeling that shit, tap in with yourself. Get yourself fucking right. Like, you go to work or whatever it is you're going to do, motherfuckers ain't gonna care. So leave your feelings at home. Process that shit at home. Because people be looking crazy and throw the fuck off, spazzing out in public, thinking this shit look, I don't know, like they got themselves together. Like, no. You over here tripping out. You're clear. There's a storm going on within. That's what the fuck it be seeming like. But you definitely notice the difference when you set intentional time for yourself to actually connect with yourself on the inside. And I ain't talking about just getting shit to distract yourself or just getting shit that's going to create some type of temporary feeling. No, it's a whole nother type of thing. Connecting with yourself, loving yourself, making that peace within yourself. Telling yourself it's going to be a good day. Telling yourself it's going to be an easy day. You notice the difference. It's a mental shift you notice when you start feeding yourself good shit in every way possible. Subconsciously, we be taking on all type of shit. So you be having to connect to yourself and let yourself know this don't fucking matter. Or I done just kind of brought this shit with me from out there and it ain't got shit to do with me, really. That's why connecting with yourself is good. For sure. Now, I'm going to go ahead, and this is like the part of the podcast that I do like getting off my chest. It's the funniest shit I've heard all week. Let me say, I be hearing so much. I guess I gotta be more proactive of when I hear the funny shit, like actually like writing it down, because it be so much shit happening. Like, I be observing the funny shit that be going on around me. Now, the only downside with that is sometimes people be so fucking for real, and it just be kind of like, hey man, can you go ahead and, get over being mad so you can laugh again. You gotta laugh at this shit. But the funniest shit, as far as like this past week, to me, motherfucking white people and they dark ass, twisted ass humor. Sometimes I be like, man, what the fuck? What the shit they be saying? But it be funny though. And it's like, why are y'all saying this crazy ass shit? And I always like stop them and flag them right at the moment. Like, man, hey, don't start with all that white dark humor shit. But it low key be like, man, this shit kind of funny. You ask the motherfucker, be like, hey, hey, how you doing today? Well, I haven't slit my wrist yet. What the fuck? Like, are you good? I can't just, what? Or you be like, well, yeah, you ask them, yeah, so how your night was? Oh, well, I drunk a case of beer and I didn't feel the urge to jump off the building last night. What? Whoa, I wasn't fucking ready, but damn, it just be like, are they being that fucking, you being that fucking raw with yourself that you go joke about that? Y'all motherfuckers is crazy. That's what I be thinking. And I tell them that too. It ain't like I'm just kicking back and just watching these people say this shit. I'm gonna let you know this shit is funny as hell, but goddamn, it's dark. And it just be like watching some, I can't even think of who's some dark humor funny like white people. It's some dry ass dark humor. It just be that interpretation of the shit. But yeah, that's some of the funniest shit I heard. It's not the funniest shit I heard. I'm gonna be better prepared for the funniest shit I heard because it really be just like a fucking lot. I think I just be joking so much that so much shit be funny. But putting out the fact that white people dark humor is definitely something I am gonna be like, I don't want to say mocking, but it's gonna be some funny shit to be said about it or whatever. So that's all I gotta say about the funny shit I be hearing. White people be saying some crazy ass shit in regards to themselves. I just want to say, like, are you okay? No, it's be like, damn, man, it's crazy, but that shit funny to like hear a motherfucker say. All right, so I'm winding down now. It was good running it. Thank you for tuning in. Be on the lookout for the next episode and definitely be tuned in for upcoming guests. These guests are going to be very interesting people, and I am looking forward to seeing what it is they have to say and what it is that they would like to share with the world. And I just give thanks for y'all listening. Be on the lookout for the next episode, dropping every Sunday. Thank y'all for tuning in to Counter Talk Season 1. All right, y'all. One love.